Welcome, everybody. My name is Jennifer. This is Metatron speaking. Today, we're going to be doing the Lightworker Gateway video. So, this current Lightworker Gateway is going to be from February 2nd through March 2nd. A Lightworker Gateway is a period of time where certain energies are sent from different galactic groups to support the Lightworkers on Earth. So during this period from February 2nd through March 2nd, the Dragon Collective will be supporting Lightworkers on Earth through sending energies to Earth, and specifically to Lightworkers, that are meant to support the activation and the opening of the higher throat chakra. So the higher throat chakra, this is being referenced to me as the Blue Rose Chakra. So we're going to be, we're going to be working with the Sapphire Dragon today to do the activation of that chakra and just kind of the opening and clearing of all the chakras we need to have to get that going. So the Sapphire Dragon is a crystalline dragon. If you're not familiar with that term, it basically just means that the Sapphire Dragon holds archetype energy, or like an ancient original energy that is required to sustain and create the universes. So this is the Sapphire Dragon. There's many different crystalline dragons. This is just the one that stepped forward for these purposes, probably because the Sapphire Dragon is sapphire in color. And we're working on throat chakra energy, or higher throat chakra energy. Let me take a look. It is, it's possible that other channelers or other psychics identify the Sapphire Dragon with a different name. So we all recognize these archetypal energies, but a lot of times we'll have different names for them. So don't let that throw you off. The names aren't really important. Essentially, there are different groups, mostly on other planets, I would say, but possibly also on Earth, different groups who have identified different names for these dragons over time. And so there's going to be multiple names that are correct. But again, don't worry too much about the name, because multiple names are correct for this dragon. So I call it the Sapphire Dragon. The Sapphire Dragon has a connection with Archangel Michael's energy. So I've suspected this the whole time, but I really just sat down with Metatron and asked point blank about it. And so he was telling me that yes, for each of the crystalline dragons, which is basically archetype energy held within each of those crystalline dragons, for each of those crystalline dragons, there is a corresponding archangel. Which again makes sense, because archangel energies are archetypal energies too. So we're going to be working with the Sapphire Dragon, but I have channeled messages from Archangel Michael for this one. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to go into the message first, and then I'll talk to you about the grid, and we'll get started with like the activation and all of that fun stuff. So what Archangel Michael said was, the Blue Rose Chakra, or the higher throat chakra, can open when there is a healthy flow of energy in the throat chakra and the heart chakra. When the heart chakra is in balance, the higher heart chakra is able to open and be accessed. So once these three, so the throat chakra, the heart chakra, and the higher heart chakra, once all three of those are open and flowing, the Blue Rose Chakra can be opened and accessed. This is also known as the higher throat chakra. The higher throat chakra is open when speech and self-expression are intertwined with higher heart energy and peace. So this allows communication that has the energies of love and peace within it. It is possible to have the throat chakra open and yet be communicating from a lower vibration. To access the highest version of speech, communication, and expression of the self, love and peace must be present. These energies are easily accessed from the Blue Rose Chakra once it is able to open. I'm going to pause right there. I do have more that Archangel Michael said. I have his spray. I actually just want to spray this just to bring his energy in for all of you to feel it a little bit more. Okay, Archangel Michael says, the blue rose is symbolic of peace and love combined. Peace and love combined. There is great magic and great possibility when peace and love are the building blocks of expression. Your higher chakras are the tools that you will use to build a higher frequency world. You cannot use the same tools as the past and still expect a better quality outcome in your future. More of you must open and expand and heal and grow if you are to have the tools to build the world that you long for. Now you understand why healing must begin with the self. The human body and human soul combined have access to everything in the universe. It is only hard work that separates you from accessing all power and all knowledge. Making choices mindfully and having dedication to your healing journey will guide you closer to who you truly are. Do you understand that you are everything? You are limitless, but you are contained within a mind that only understands limits. Your mind is the illusion. Your mind is the temporary part of you, just as much as your body is a temporary part of you. If you believe your mind, you will feel limited. Do not trust the mind. It is not built to understand beyond the physical world. Your soul will guide you. It longs for healing. Your soul longs to experience the freedom and power it knows outside of a body. Your mission on earth is to remember and to bring as much of your soul as possible into your physical world. You must reclaim the infinite and the eternal while experiencing the limited and the finite of the physical world. Combining the power of the physical world and the spiritual world is what you have set out to do. You require both worlds, and while they seem to be complete opposites who do not fit together, they can work in perfect harmony if you open yourself to that wisdom. Like a blue rose, expression and communication must be full and with depth, yet gentle, as are the things that grow from love. Mindfully bring love and peace into your communication, and you will naturally connect to this higher throat chakra. With practice, this becomes natural. Over time, you train your voice to utilize a higher frequency that is provided by the Blue Rose Chakra. Unconscious communication flows through your throat chakra, but only divine communication can flow through the Blue Rose Chakra. Pay close attention to yourself and learn to distinguish the difference so that you can mindfully choose to bring higher vibrational energy into your self-expression and words more often. The spiritual journey is all about mindful changes. These changes seem small, but over time, they become part of a new process for your soul, and they change who you are. Spiritual progress comes from persistence and awareness of the self. Being awakened is a constant challenge of awakening in each area of your life. As you awaken to your own process of self-expression and your own process of communication, you become aware of the ways that you have been careless with communication. You become aware of when you are speaking from a place of trauma or from a wounded ego. When you recognize these patterns, you can choose to bring your willpower and intentions into those times in order to choose to respond differently and with greater love. Both the throat chakra and the higher throat chakra will be available to you. You will have equal access to speaking from a 3D vibration or from a divine vibration. It may seem more difficult to speak from a place of love, especially if you feel angry or attacked. But I assure you, the only thing you need to overcome the difficulty is awareness and practice. It takes time to make a new behavior come more naturally. And yet, the spiritual journey is about constant spiritual awareness. It's about taking the brain off of autopilot and being present in the moment. It's about not responding in a certain way just because you always have. It's about stretching yourself beyond your own patterns and struggles. Awareness and small changes can shape you into whatever person you want yourself to be. These small acts are what shaped the Ascended Masters into who they are. That is the end of Archangel Michael's message. So now I want to kind of turn your attention for a second to this grid, although you've probably been looking at it this whole time, or at least some of it. So real quick, for anyone who's interested in what's on the grid, because I know a lot of you are into crystals the way Susan and I are into crystals, these crescent moon shapes are angel light. There's pyrite here in the very center. There is a blue zircon. There is titanium, blue coated quartz geodes. These are blueberry azurites. There's kyanite on here. We have quartz that's been cut into a 12-pointed star, which is like an exceptionally magical, sacred geometric shape. I've added some crystals to this grid, and honestly, when I added these final crystals on the outside, I started coughing so badly that I had to walk away, and it took me a while to come here and be able to talk to all of you. I have two of these. So these are covellite. and let me see if I can get that. There we go. Covalite. And so these have like a blue sheen to them, which you can just barely see. And if you get like a super high quality one, and you can barely see this, if you get a really high quality one, they'll actually be like this reddish purple sheen, and you can see it just barely. There'll be this, you know, that little sheen in there. And so these are like, these have such good energy. So these have been added. I have a Euperlite carved dragon head that I'm bringing in for our dragon energy. And if you're curious what this one is, this is just in ocean jasper, which jasper is one of the crystals that Metatron was recommending to all of us for the month of February. So perfect to have this as part of the grid. Let's go ahead and we're going to call in the Sapphire Dragon to work with us on these chakras. By the way, I have my Amanda Ellis sprays here. So that's, if you're not familiar with Amanda Ellis, these are her sprays that I'm using. I reference her website in my description underneath my videos in case you want to go there and purchase any of these for yourself. I'll kind of talk to you about the way I use some of these, because I use these in kind of unusual ways at times. So I'll talk to you about that if I do that. Let's go ahead, and as a group, let's just take 3 deep breaths in and out to kind of ground our energy, steady ourselves, and align us with higher frequency before we kind of start our process. So let's do a deep breath in, and then exhale out, and a deep breath in, and exhale out. And the last one, deep breath in, and then exhale out. And the candle that I have burning over here today, this is for clearing and resetting energy. And so I've brought this in because we actually need to kind of clear and reset the energy of a couple different chakras before we can even get to the higher heart chakra. If you see like this like darker material that's within the candle, that's actually white sage that's in there. And if you're part of my and Susan's Patreon group, you know that that's one of the herbs that was recommended by Merlin for this month. So if you're interested in that, our Patreon group has monthly herbs information that we get from Merlin to help support us on our journey each month. Okay, let's go ahead, and I'm going to call in the Sapphire Dragon, and I'm going to do it in multiple ways. And this is how I do my magic practice, right? So there's not necessarily a right or a wrong way to do it, but I'm going to verbally call them in, and then I'm going to use other energies to call them in. So just verbally, I'd like to ask the Sapphire Dragon to please join us now. And also any other guides that need to join any of us in order to support this process to be successful. Using Amanda Ellis's sprays, the way I can call in the Sapphire Dragon is kind of a unique way. So this isn't a way that you'll see anyone else using this unless they channeled it or they watch me. So I want to show you this spray of Amanda Ellis's. Oops, can we focus? There we go. So Sanat Kumara, Love and Light Activation. The frequency of this spray is the frequency of crystalline energy. And so you can use this spray to call in anything, right? Crystalline dolphins, crystalline dragons, crystalline anything. Because Amanda Ellis also has a sapphire spray for peace and reconciliation, I'm actually going to combine these two right now. to call in the Sapphire Dragon. So I'm going to spray them both. And those combine, and that is the frequency of the Sapphire Dragon. And it smells amazing. In case you were wondering, those are like two really beautiful smells combined. And the last thing I want to do is I actually have a magical symbol for the Sapphire Dragon, Elamu. And so I've drawn that to call her in, or him in. Dragons are just like archangels, where they are both male and female, so they won't be offended if you see them as male or female, or if you see them as androgynous. But now that we've called in the energy, let me just make sure I can feel. Why do I want to call her her? I feel like I normally call the Sapphire Dragon male, but right now I want to say female. You hear? It's funny. She's telling me she's here. I'm getting like a physical response that she's here, but I don't feel her energy, but she says she's here. Okay. And so don't be thrown off if you have multiple psychic gifts, psychic abilities that you are developing, like you're working on feeling energy, and you're working on knowing, and you're working on hearing things. Don't freak out if one of your gifts comes through and another one doesn't, because sometimes it just works that way. Okay, let me activate this grid. If I could just ask the Sapphire Dragon to join my energy right now. And Archangel Michael, thank you. And my hand is above the camera, so you can't see me, but I'm just using essentially like Reiki energy. There we go. To activate the grid so that you can start receiving the energies from those. Because this grid is only going to be targeting the Blue Rose Chakra. So this grid is going to be targeting activating that and opening that for you. But because of what Archangel Michael said, I don't know if you caught that, but in the beginning he was saying you need to have energy flowing in your throat chakra, your heart chakra, and your higher heart chakra in order to access this. So what I'm going to do right now with Michael and with the Blue Sapphire Dragon is make sure we clear those three first. Okay. So let's just clear it first. Okay. So let's start with clearing your throat chakra. And by the way, if during this entire video, because you've been looking at this grid probably for a while, if any time during this video you're coughing, you're sneezing, you're burping, you are, wanting to clear your throat, that is a lower vibrational energy leaving you. So totally just let that happen. If you are like sneezing, it might be an actual entity that's leaving you. Like you might be sneezing a demon out of you, which is kind of cool, kind of silly, but it's true. If you are coughing or clearing your throat, more likely what's going on there is your body is shifting either like trauma or older, stale energy out of your physical body and your energetic body, which is very cool. So anything your body needs to do right now, let it do it. If you guys get chills during this video, that's Archangel Michael. For some reason, I don't know if this is with everyone, but he's like the only archangel that he shows up, or the dragon, or the Sapphire Dragon, and I'll get chills. And I don't know what that is, but if you get chills, that's just him or the dragon saying hello. Okay, so let's start with clearing your throat chakra. So what I'm going to do is we're going to do like a little breathing exercise. I'm going to have all of us inhale in. I think we're going to breathe in through the nose, and we're going to exhale out through the mouth. But when you're exhaling out through your mouth, we're going to use a chant word in order to clear that chakra. So for the throat chakra, the word or the tone that is connected to that throat chakra it's a word that looks like it says ham. It's H-A-M, but it's pronounced more of a hum, that kind of hum. So we're gonna inhale in through the nose, exhale out through the mouth, and when we exhale, we're just gonna say hum. So let's do that. Let's do that 3 times, and we'll do it together. And I'm gonna use the aquamarine. Sorry, it doesn't really focus. The aquamarine. It just doesn't want to focus. The aquamarine throat chakra spray. I'm gonna use that at the same time. So let's do this together. So let's inhale in through the nose and exhale. Hum. And inhale in through the nose and exhale out. Hum. And inhale in through the nose and exhale out. Hum. Okay. He likes that. Metatron or somebody likes that. I just got the yes shoulder moving over here. Okay. I feel like I need something to clear in my throat now, of course. Let's do your heart chakras next. And we're going to do this in the same way where we're breathing in through the nose, exhaling out with a chant word. The word that we're going to use is slightly different. So this word, it looks like the word yam, Y-A-M. But again, it's pronounced a little bit more like yam. So we're going to use that. And I am going to use Pink Lotus Heart Chakra Spray. So again, the word we're going to use is yam. So let's go ahead and inhale in through the nose and exhale out. Yam. And inhale in through the nose and exhale out. Yam. Last time, inhale in through the nose. Exhale out. Yam. And he likes it, so it's good. This is kind of fun. Okay, I've never done this before, so this is new to me. It's probably new to some of you, probably not new to some of you. I'm sure some of you have done this type of chanting before. We're going to do the higher heart chakra. And so I was Googling and trying to find a general consensus of how to address the higher chakras, the higher version of the main chakras. And I didn't find anything explicitly online. And so Metatron was actually telling me to use the sound R. So it's like A-R, or it's just like pronouncing the letter R. R. So you'll put that in front of whatever sound you typically make for that chakra. So since we want to do the higher heart, the heart, we typically say yam, but we're going to put R in front of it. So it's going to be Aryam, Aryam. And that is going to connect to the higher version of the same chakra. So you could totally use this on your own if you want to. It's really cool because when I made that sound just now, I could actually feel it where that chakra is located. So and there's you'll see different opinions on this, but everybody's right, to be honest with you. So a lot of people will see the higher heart chakra as being above the heart chakra, but what they're actually seeing is the 2-dimensional version of the energy body. So if you were to squish the energy, because we're 3D, actually we're more than that, but that's all I can handle. So as far as I know, we're at least a 3D energy, right? We're like a constellation, a 3D constellation of chakras. And so if you're looking at it from that 3D perspective, the higher chakras, higher heart, higher throat, higher anything, is in front of the body, outside of the physical body. But if you look online, you're going to see it probably as being placed above that chakra, which is totally fine. Doesn't matter where you feel it. It's the same either way, but I could feel it outside my body, which was cool. Okay, I'm yapping too much. Let's do the higher heart chakra. And I'm going to use Amanda Ellis's. For her, she identifies it as being the color jade. So that's what she has here, but it's for the higher heart chakra. So that's why I'm using it, because it holds those energies and intentions from all of the work she's done to create these. So again, the word is going to be Ar-Yam. Ar-Yam. And so let's go ahead and breathe in through the nose. And exhale. Ar-Yam. And now I'll do it again. Breathe in through the nose. And exhale out. Ar-Yam. Whew. And one last time. In through the nose. Exhale. Ar-Yam. Jeez. I could really feel that. That's epic. Okay, I might have to use this other times. That's really cool. Okay, so we have clear and open throat chakra, heart chakra, and higher heart chakra. So now let's go ahead and activate our Blue Rose Chakra, or our higher throat chakra, which I see as being in front of your throat chakra, outside of the physical body. Okay. Okay. I can see what the blue dragon wants to do. Okay. The blue dragon, the sapphire dragon. Okay. So the sapphire dragon is going to come. They're going to stand face to face with you, essentially. I mean, not right close to your face, but they're going to stand in front of you. They're going to come in front of you. And they have a sapphire flame that they are able to exhale through their mouth. That's the color flame they have. That's the energy of that flame. And so, okay, yeah. I'm going to use these sprays when we do this. They're going to exhale into your Blue Rose Chakra to activate this. So they're going to exhale 3 times. And so go ahead and just relax, breathe normally, and just let them ensure that this is active for you. For some people, this might already be active. For some people, it's not active. We want to make sure everyone has this ready to go so that they can use it. So let's go ahead and there we go. So the sapphire dragon is exhaling the sapphire flame, blowing it directly through the Blue Rose Chakra. And she's ready to do it again, and she is exhaling a second time. And again, it's going right through Blue Rose Chakra, and this third time we'll open it in full. And she's ready now, and she is exhaling. And as she exhales that sapphire flame, that chakra opens up just like a rose. It's like a tight rose that just expands and blooms and opens. And there it is. And it's really cool. And the energy of this chakra is, this is hilarious. And this shows you that this was done properly. I didn't even realize this. This is so funny. Okay, so these sprays, this is Sapphire, which is all about peace, and this is Love and Light, which is all about love, right? So we got peace and love, and that's literally the energy of this chakra. It's gentle. It is gentle and peaceful, and it's connecting with this energy and using this energy to weave into what we want to communicate from. Yeah. Okay. And again, if you need to cough, if you're coughing for a little bit after this, no big deal. If you're not coughing, no big deal. Each one of us is always, you know, in a different place with what we need cleared. It doesn't mean anything like good or bad. It's just, it is what it is. Sometimes there's more trauma to clear from a certain chakra, or sometimes there's just some stale energy in there that hasn't been cleaned out. And so again, if you need to clear a lot or you need to clear nothing, don't let your ego get involved. It doesn't mean anything either way. It's good no matter what, because you know it's flowing now that you've done this. Okay. This is everything that they wanted to do. Let me see if Sapphire Dragon or Michael. Michael's shaking his head no. Sapphire Dragon. She says yes. All right, what are you doing? Oh my God. Okay. She's just going to, so what happened when I said, what are you doing? You can't see me because I'm off camera. She took my head and she moved it to the side, which kind of like exposes my neck. And my guides will do that if they are pulling out trauma or entities. And so what the Blue Sapphire Dragon is going to do for all of you is do a nice thorough cleansing on these chakras. So even if it didn't already clear, she's going to be working on them. So sometimes we have bigger traumas that can't just come out really fast right away. Sometimes they're really bulky and they're difficult. And in order to not put you in a lot of pain, basically, it has to come out more slowly. So anyone who has a larger trauma is going to have that happen more slowly over time to support your comfort so that this is not a problem for you. So just be aware of that in case you feel like you have a sore throat after this, in case you feel like you have like something stuck in your throat or stuck in your chest or stuck in your upper back, where you're like, gosh, this just feels a little uncomfortable or a little stiff. It's just because something bigger needs to come out. So just try to relax into that and let it happen. And it'll probably happen and you won't even know it, to be honest. Most of the time when trauma comes out of me, unless I'm sitting still and thinking about it, I don't notice it. Okay. Anything else? She says yes. I don't know. I'm going to have to try to channel her, which is hard because I can't even feel her energy properly right now. So let me see. I feel like she wants to say something about that Blue Rose Chakra because I can almost like feel it into the front of my throat. So, okay, she's saying when you are being mindful and choosing to speak with energy, with the energies of love and peace, when you're mindfully choosing that instead of just like quick firing responding to someone, when you're choosing to use that chakra, you are using your willpower to align you with divine energy. So if you, yeah, she's basically tacking on to what Michael already said. She's saying like, if you want to develop spiritually, if you want to grow along this spiritual path, this is It's not a glamorous way to do it, right? It's not a glamorous way to grow spiritually, but this is it, is what they've already told us. They said awareness and small changes can take you from where you are now to being an ascended master. It's literally that simple. So anybody can do this. It's just a matter of putting in the work, right? Putting in the work. And that's not glamorous, because a lot of times we just want to, like, you know, get a cool energy session done, or, you know, we want the answer to be something else that's not, doesn't take so long, right? We want like the quick gratification. We just want it done. We just want this. But they're like, you can have this. The door is already open. You just have to keep pursuing it. Just keep being aware of it and keep choosing the higher vibrational response, the higher vibrational self-expression. And that aligns you with divine energy, and that aligns you with your gifts. That aligns you with better versions of your gifts. So even if you're like, well, I already channel, it'll, you know, it improves everything, right? Because there's always a huge spectrum of what we can channel, what we can feel, what we can whatever. And if you're really serious about wanting to develop personally, this is what the Sapphire Dragon is saying. And she's showing that this is the work that you do to bring more awareness to yourself, and the work you do to implement small changes. Don't feel like you need to, like, all of a sudden only speak in love and peace, and oh no, you're this horrible person if you, like, you know, start thinking horrible thoughts and then say something bad to somebody. That's not how it is. It's really about doing your best and constantly returning to what you know is the truth and in your best interests. So it really takes persistence and diligence. But doing that is something that will change your soul, because they told us this is how the Ascended Masters got here. So, and honestly, what the Ascended Masters have become, that's what all of us look up to. All of us. And you might recognize certain Ascended Masters where you're like, oh, I would love it if I could be like Mother Mary. I would love it if I could be like Master Saint Germain or Lao Tzu, or, you know, whoever it is. For me, I've seen myself in between lifetimes look at Yeshua and go, I want that. I want that. Set up my life plan to help me be like him. And I know there's got to be a ton of you who did the exact same thing, right? We just can't remember because everything's being blocked from us. But yeah, we came here to not to become an Ascended Master necessarily, because I don't think this happens all in one shot, you know? But we came to get closer to it. So we came to get to a point when we die where we look back and we go, ooh, look at where I was when I was a teenager. And look at where I was when I was 20 years old. And look at where I am now. And we can see how we've grown. That's what we've come for. And then the next time we incarnate, we're starting off in a little bit nicer of a spot, and it's a little bit easier to move along a little further. Yeah. Progress is progress. Progress is progress, is what Sapphire Dragon says. Doesn't matter if it's glamorous, doesn't matter if it's massive, doesn't matter if you can, like, show it to all your friends. Hey, look what I did. Because you really can't, right? Most of this progress, there doesn't feel like there's, you know, anything tangible to show anyone. It's not something you could take a picture of and you put it up on Instagram or whatever. This is all within you what's going on, which is all the stuff that is real, that is infinite, that is eternal, and that you will take with you when you pass away. So keep your eye on that prize, because it lasts forever. It lasts forever. You get to take it with you after you drop off this body and drop off this mind. You will keep your spiritual growth, and then you'll go back to the spiritual world, and you actually will. In between lives, you really will go back and be like, look at what I learned. Because what you learned, how you've grown, has changed your energy body. And so when you go back into the energetic world as energy, you will feel different than when you left. And so everyone back there who's waiting for you, they're going to be like, whoa, look at you. Look at what you did. And that is actually when we get the credit for all the hard work, is after we're dead, unfortunately. I say unfortunately, but realistically, that's when we're dead is the real world, and this is the fake world. So I guess we got to keep that in mind too. Okay, everybody. Let me know if you have any questions about this, since we used kind of a different process than we normally do. But your Blue Rose Chakras are activated, and now to utilize it, to use it, you have to be mindful. You have to choose it, right? You get to choose, do I speak from my throat chakra, or do I speak from my higher throat chakra? And so every time you communicate, every time you express yourself, you will make that choice, whether you realize it or not. If you don't realize what you're doing, you're probably unconsciously just choosing the regular throat chakra, because that's what you're used to. So bring mindfulness into it if you are interested in doing that, and start accessing love and peace every time you communicate, or as much as you can, right? Let's be realistic, as much as you can. Okay, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.